Do my button on my shirt.
Mortgage
To Alliance. Yay! Welcome, everybody. October 1st. Boy, the year's flying by, eh?
It absolutely is.
Only 3 more months to go. What is it? 11 weeks till Christmas?
Well, that's a good start.
11 weeks left, shopping days. Okay. 11 Saturdays left. Okay. Anybody get started their Christmas shopping yet? Really? You guys are freaks. Okay. Like I always say, it's not December the 23rd yet, so I'm good. Okay. Welcome, everybody. It's going to be a cool show today. So, I think, Mike's not here today, so I'm here with my best good buddy, Tony the Bee. Say hi, Tony. All right. And isn't it cool today? We both got a haircut just for this.
Yeah,
this is a
of course.
special occasion. I guess today was haircut day because everybody got an office. Who else got a haircut? Justin got a haircut. Pat got a haircut. Jean-Pierre got a haircut. It's kind of funny. This is like haircut weekend for some reason. Okay. So welcome everybody. Today we're going to discuss. Okay, let me get my grandpa glasses on because again I can't see shit. Sorry. We're going to talk about the new credit life insurance, and this is so important. We're going to talk about it obviously as the show goes on, but it is so important to incorporate this part of your business, right? Customers expect the same experience, or actually they expect a better experience than they get at the FIs.
Absolutely.
Right, so we're doing a huge disservice to our clients, to our business, by not giving them the same experience. Okay, we're going to talk more about it. But believe me, clients expect you to offer credit life insurance. As a matter of fact, they look at it oddly if you end up talking them out of it. Okay, so we got to be at the same level of professionalism. And believe me, I think Mike mentioned this before. I've been mentioning this for 15 years. If you've been in the business as long as I have, somebody's going to die on you. Simple as that. You want to be the hero, or you want to be the person that doesn't want to answer the phone call? Okay, make sure they get insurance because people do die. And if they went and got their mortgage at TD Bank, chances are they would have insurance. They came to a broker and get TD Bank, they don't have insurance, they don't understand why. And we know who's the first person people call when things go bad? Lawyers. What do the lawyers do? They want to talk to everybody. Okay, you don't want to be that guy sitting at the table. Okay, so again, we'll talk more about that as time goes on. But it's important, and I'm excited about the new program. It looks like we really got things ironed out as far as the way we want to see, so that's great. Okay, before we get started, just a couple of updates. CMHC making it easier for self-employed customers. Isn't that a crazy headline? We haven't heard anything like that in what, 2006?
Yeah, 2006.
Ever since 2008, seems to be one negative, and now I think the pendulum is kind of swung to the right, or to the left, I should say, to the far left. Now maybe slowly it's going to start swinging in our direction. Okay, the economy is good, everything is strong. Actually, really good news last night with the no longer NAFTA agreement, and now we have the USMCA agreement, United States, Mexico, Canada agreement. And it's funny how everybody can get stuff done when you have like 2 hours to get it done.
Well, that's why I leave things right to the last minute.
That's why you leave things right to the last minute.
Absolutely.
Now we understand why. Yeah, so I think that's exciting news as far as calming the nerves down as far as our both economies, particularly Canada's economy, because they are the bigger elephant below us, and what they do tends to matter. So it seems like it was a good. I didn't get too many details other than that automotive is fine, which is really good, especially for people in Ontario, the Oshawa to Oakville belt. The dairy farmers had to give up a little bit, but not really. It just opens more markets. But I think that big thing was that dispute resolution was in the old NAFTA agreement, and it's there. And I think it's just that we get a little nervous when it's Trump down there. So we'd like to have an outside body who makes the decisions
Whether it's
as well.
2 years or 6 years, it's going to be an end.
Yeah, exactly. So did you thinking, that happened to me last time I was on the show. I think you got the market. Okay.
Market's changing.
Yeah, so that's exciting, and it's going to say how it's going to be interesting to see how their markets and economy react over the next little while. Canada really hasn't done that great from an economic standpoint in the markets and so forth because this has been hanging over the heads for about a year and a half. So this is very good news. Okay, so CMHC is making it easier for self-employed. I guess obviously like self-employed people are a large segment of the Canadian population and supply a large segment of the Canadian economy. Okay, and not to say that they were treated unfairly, but it just seemed to be overkill with documentation supporting it. So CMHC's basically come out. It's not a drastic change, but the fact that it's the first positive change, hopefully there'll be more to come. I can't see it going the other way now. So first positive news, and that is, as of today, the changes are aimed, I'm just going to read it because I want to make sure I say it properly, are aimed at giving lenders more guidance and flexibility when it comes to self-employed borrowers. So basically CMHC is saying, as far as the lenders are concerned, we're going to let you have more say as far as the documentation that you feel comfortable with. Okay, which is really, really important. Okay, so a broader range of document options. So before it was like 12 pages of this stuff and blood samples and all that kind of stuff. I'm kidding about the blood samples. More focus, more factors to support a lender's decision in giving a mortgage to a self-employed Canadian who has been operating the business for less than 2 years. So 2 years used to be that magic number. If you were self-employed less than 2 years, it was like good luck.
Or if you bought an existing company that had been around and you didn't own it for 2 years, you could take a look at some of the previous stats and things like that.
Excellent. Okay, so what else do you know about it?
No, that's about it. No, I mean,
thanks a lot.
I know that they're going to look at the T1 generals and looking at the income expense as opposed to just the net income. They'll allow for some lenders to incorporate what they want to look at in terms of what the expenses are and find out whether or not there is more expenses that aren't true expenses that could be added into that income.
Right.
I mean, I think what we're really looking forward to is in the next couple of days is the lender's interpretation, because it's always an interpretation of a rule.
Sure.
And let's see how each of the lenders sort of brought in the stroke, as opposed to everyone sort of cutting back on what's available. Let's see who comes out furthest in terms of what's available now for those customers less than 2 years.
Yeah, fantastic. And of course, like we both think the same way. If somebody's credit is exceptional and they've maintained a business for a little while or had experience in that business, and they have resources and assets outside that business, like this is the salt and earth of the Canadian economy. We should have more leniency in trying to facilitate mortgages for them. So that's good news, and I'm just looking forward to hearing more good news. Okay. An announcement, the For Me Loyalty Reward Program. A lot of you have heard about this already. I think Caitlin and Yasmin have done a great job in getting it out there. Okay, and this also lends into that idea of giving the customers that great experience. So let me tell you how it works, and during the process you'll have an understanding of what it is. Okay, this is a post-transactional program. Once the transaction is closed, within 10 days after, and Yasmin, correct me if I'm wrong at any point, okay? Because I want to make sure I say it right. After 10 days or post-closing, there will be an automatic email generated from you, the broker, to the client, introducing them of this new loyalty program. Of course, you can mention it to them well before in advance, so they expect this, but they will get this email that's automatically generated from you. It'll be introducing them the program, which is basically the ability for somebody to have an app, that they're going to be given logins and passwords directly for the For Me loyalty program, so they can download this app. And on this app, it will be discounts and product features and specials for companies and products and services in your own local marketplace. So if you get it in Red Deer, you're going to click on this and see, well, I get this coupon here, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this in the city of Red Deer, or in the city of Sarnia, and so forth. So it's very cool, unique, and we know people love mobile environments, they love apps, and they like the idea that this is for me. This is my app that has discounts that are for me. It's a great way to stay, of course, in contact with your clients. It's an added value to your clients, and this is absolutely free to the clients and to yourself. Did I say it correctly? Perfect. I'm getting thumbs up all over the place, so that must be a good thing. Okay. Again, it's completely free, keeps you in mind. It's just a really cool little added feature and benefit. And we know how some people are. Some people are crazy when it comes to that type of stuff. Right? And some people, I don't really care if I get $5 off. Right? But some people just love that stuff, and they're going to want to show their friends. Look what I got. How'd you get that? I got that from my mortgage broker. What'd you get from TD Bank? Nothing. Okay, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, so it's a great loyalty program because that's what it's supposed to be. Create loyalty with your customers, and of course, some people are going to be crazy about that. 20% of the people are going to be on it every day before they eat. Where am I going to eat today? What's the discount? Or I'm not buying a pair of running shoes until I see if there's something on there, or anything of that nature. So I think it's a really cool program. I think I might have to get a mortgage so I can get one.
If I'm not mistaken, we sent out a communication.
All staff and brokers have it.
Yeah, all brokers have it.
All brokers have it?
Yeah. And
can I get one?
You too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm excited. All right.
I thought it was just me that didn't read my emails.
Okay, but I do have a couple of mortgages with Mortgage Alliance, so it's about time I get some. Okay, so that's really cool. Okay, announcements, Tony, talking about what's going on with the personal loans.
So personal loans, we're up and running. Thank you for asking. And obviously, we've expanded from Lendful to include Borrowell and Fairstone. So we've got three different partners, which is important
so
for us.
What are the names? Borrowell, Fairstone,
and Lendful.
And Lendful.
And Lendful from the past is actually now with People's Bank, or I think it's People's Bank. People's Trust out of BC. So we know that there's a financial institution helping, making sure that funding is there. And really, what we've got is three lenders who will help basically cover the spectrum of the customers, good or bad credit. Fairstone's obviously looking at customers who have bruised credit.
Bruised credit, you said?
Credit. Okay. Borrowell looking at that really top A customer. Lenful sort of catching that middle range, working out almost any customer, looking at different rates depending on the risk. So obviously a lot of opportunity there.
Okay, no, that's fantastic.
So a couple things to really be important, though, is you have to be registered to send the deals in. And it's a straight referral program, so we really need to know that you're registered with the lender and you've got a specific code. Otherwise, we won't know who the loan is from. So make sure you do that. And I know we've already had, I think, 300 people register, so a lot of interest. And really the main focus there is to have a loan program to really help customers qualify for mortgages. In the event they've got too much debt that are high payments, restructure it, lower the payments, qualify those
make
customers.
Make the ratios fit.
Make the ratios fit, and it's all there.
Perfect. Again, can you use the money for down payment and things like that? Or?
So it really depends on the lenders, but Borrowell doesn't have that program, but Lenful will have that program. I mean, some of the lenders will have those programs available, just then you have to go to the actual lender that will allow a CMHC type of mortgage.
But even if it's part of the down payment as opposed to the whole down payment.
Absolutely.
You can only get 85% of one lender, make up the 5 with this, and get 10% down, things of that nature. Okay, awesome. Yeah, and the thing is, it's one more like tool in your toolbox. And we understand, like, mortgage broker is not filling out an application. It's sitting with the client and finding how can I make your life better, easier, make your dreams come true, take your nightmares away. And it's just another product that allows you to do that while you're sitting with the clients.
And I think you're going to find that as rates unfortunately start to head up, customers who may have come to you for a short-term refinance for, let's say, windows or something like that, now you can give them a loan, cover that gap until the mortgage comes up, and then just renew it into there.
Yeah. And that's a really good point. And sometimes we do a disservice to our clients by, like as Tony mentioned, a quick example, you need $10,000 to finish the windows, the winter's coming, or the furnace is a good example, right? So they say, well, now's a good time to refinance your mortgage. So then they break the mortgage, they pay a $3,000 or $4,000 penalty to get out of the mortgage, and now they have new legal fees and everything to borrow $10,000, when really if they had waited 6 months, get the $10,000 loan now, in 6 months' time, refinance the mortgage at that time. That makes a lot more sense. Now you just save $3,000. So even though somebody was to say, yeah, but the interest rate on that is 10% as opposed to a mortgage is 3%. Yeah, but it's costing you $3,000 to borrow 10. That's 30%. Absolutely. It's actually cheaper to get the $10,000. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that find themselves in that situation. And if you could show the clients, I'm not giving you a mortgage I'm not giving you a loan of 14%. I'm saving you $3,000 on a penalty by doing this, and it still meets your needs. Okay. Now we got to get better and better and better at doing that type of stuff. And now you have a client, now you have a referral, now you have somebody who's loyal to you because you showed them how to save $3,000. Okay, so this is how you have to use the program. People don't really care about the interest rate; they care about what this product is going to do for them. Is what matters first. Okay, like we say, nobody wants a loan, nobody wants a mortgage, nobody wants any of that. They want the furnace fixed, they want the roof fixed, they want a house. This is what they want, right? So we have to keep our discussions around that. Okay, excellent.
Absolutely, yeah. And go to the Mac Studio, look for marketing stuff in there. It's all available for the agents if they're spending on that.
So everybody should go, at least have it on your desk today, even though you might not look at it till later on in the week because you're really, really busy. And where you go to is in Boss, Mac Studio Forms. Okay, again, Mac Studio Forms, Resources, Personal Loan Guide. Click on that PDF, I imagine, print it all, staple it, keep it on your desk, and have a look and read when the time suits you. But don't go without having a look at it, because you're going to see people, and it's one of these things. You know how, like, when you get a brand new green car and you get on the road, you're the only one that's a brand new green car until you get on the road. Everybody else has a green car. It's the same idea. Have that on your desk, and don't be surprised within the week somebody's going to come to you and go, "Oh yeah, I got a product for you." Okay, because it keeps it top of mind. So get it on your desk, make it top of mind, because you will have somebody in the next 7 or 10 days that you're going to have a discussion about a loan about. And you must know something about it. Okay? Deal?
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Okay, now talk to me about the stuff not the stuff that really matters, but the really, really important thing.
Important stuff, creditor insurance.
Yeah, really, really important.
More important. And we know that we do get those phone calls, unfortunately. John in the past or myself would get phone calls from executors and trying to explain that, we'll have to get you in touch with the broker, but that is a call you really don't want to take, especially if you're in a habit of having customers waive.
Yes.
That's probably that is the worst thing you could really do. The new Canada Life program that we have through Simple Insure actually is incorporating a smoker, non-smoker, so actually
excellent.
Basically improving the premiums for a lot of customers. So right off the bat, there's change there. Mortgages are getting higher in balances. It's getting expensive. You got a $800,000 mortgage, whatever those mortgages are. We're actually offering customers the option of insuring a minimum $500,000, so they could actually take partial coverage simply by calling Canada Life to make that change.
See, and that's huge, because especially in Toronto and Vancouver, people would say that. And sorry if I interrupt, but people would say, the premium is ridiculous. It's like $200 a month. Right, and you use that sell. You need to be covered. If you think the premium is expensive today, imagine how expensive it's going to be if something happens to you. Yep. It's going to be very expensive then. It's going to be bankruptcy for the family, kids. It's really going to get expensive. Okay, not to mention the trauma and everything else that happens. And again, if anybody's been around long enough, like I've seen it firsthand. Okay, and it's an experience that you don't want to have. When people are forced to sell their home and do that kind of stuff. Let's face it, when something happens to somebody, there's enough trauma in their life. They don't need any more trauma in their life. Okay? So at least to say, okay, I can appreciate it, things are tough, this $200 is very expensive, would $100 have been better? Yeah, we can make $100 work. Great, we're going to find a way to make $100 work. It's not going to be fully, but at least we got $500,000 in there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so use it as a huge selling technique. And it's not about the money you make, it's about looking after your clients, and the clients deserve to be looked after.
Perfect. So you're a great salesperson. I take you on the show.
I should be VP of sales.
Check your title. So one of the other, you'll enjoy this one too. We've actually incorporated a top-up section right in Boss.
Okay.
So customers who have existing Canada Life insurance, who are refinancing or switching from one lender to another, we can actually transfer over that existing coverage. So the customer benefits from the previous coverage and that rate. So they get a discounted rate on that coverage.
Perfect.
So rather than having a customer who takes a TD mortgage and TD insurance, who never wants to leave TD if they get sick, this ability to port the existing coverage really makes it easy to retain the relationship and maintain the ability to help those customers down the road.
See, that's amazing. So the smoker, non-smoker is huge because, and I don't have statistics, maybe you do, there's a lot less smokers now than there's probably ever has been before. Right? So a lot less smokers. So all those individuals or people now can take advantage of a lower rate, which is huge. It's really important to have. Some people don't like it because it's discriminating against the smokers, but overall it's a better product. And the pricing is such that's competitive with other accredited life insurance products. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the non-smokers, great, really big deal. That one about having the minimum of $500,000 is really huge, really important. Okay, and then be able now to top up is like these are really significant.
Absolutely.
And these should deal with a lot of objections that you would get.
And these will all be going into effect later tonight when you see the new forms populate automatically in Boss, because everything is fully integrated in Boss. I think that's one of the key things is that you print your forms in Boss, you upload the documents in Boss so you can actually see that it's been received by Canada Life. You can see the status of the insurance and know when the customer has been activated or canceled. So all of that is in Boss with the shared views that are in there. So that's key.
Fantastic. And it's interesting, even like from another sales thing, like, I'm a better learner than I am a teacher, but I was speaking to somebody who used to work at a bank. And we were talking about the credit card and all these other ancillary products. And he comes from the bank. And his sales technique is very good. He goes, congratulations, here's your mortgage. And by the way, your mortgage comes with a credit card and with insurance. Sign here, sign here. Doesn't even ask him if they want it. Your mortgage comes with it. Okay, and so in other words, it's somewhat of an implied sale, but your mortgage does come with it. Now, it's whether they take it or not, as opposed to, do you want it? Get people think about, no, your mortgage happens to come with a credit card with a 5% cash back for the first 100 days. Make sure you use this card when you're buying any furniture and so forth. Okay? And yours comes with an insurance. Okay, and that's how we have to position. That's how we have to sell it. Okay, you sell it by just making it available at the right time.
Absolutely.
And the other key point is when everybody's happy, they just sign everything that's in front of them. Ever see them at the lawyer's office? They're happy. Okay,
no one remembers that they waived it when the situation happened.
Yeah, nobody remembers when they waive it. And can I tell one more story about the insurance?
Absolutely.
This is really important because this is a true legal case. I'm sure you can find it if you want to. Okay, and this is why it's getting more important. Okay. There was a situation where a typical, not to be typical, but stereotypical situation where the husband passed away. Okay, the wife was there, and the wife called the lawyer and everything, dealing with stuff, and they said, "You have credit life insurance?" And they said, "No." The broker kind of talked me out of it. He said, "We'll talk to your insurance guy. It's a better product." Helena, turn off your phone. Okay. It's go talk to your insurance agent. It's a better product, and so forth. Okay, which I'm guessing that might happen a lot of times because we talk people out of it. Because 20% of the people take everything. Okay? And then what ended up happening, of course, the broker was notified, and the broker, very nonchalantly, I'm sure, and I'm ad-libbing a little bit here, but I said, look, I got a waiver signed by the client. I got like the full waiver. They saw the premiums. They saw the health questions. I got the waiver signed. I got the husband and wife's signature. Everything was signed. Like I did my job. I presented them. They said no. So this lawyer was very smart. So there was a pre-trial or discovery, if you will, and they asked the questions. The client says, you talked them out of it. Because I would never talk anybody out of it. I'm a professional person. I got the proper waivers and everything signed. Well, she's adamant you talk her out of it. And says, okay, well, in the industry, the average we see is like 20% of people take credit or life insurance. How many deals have you done the last 5 years? You threw out a number. How many credit insurance have you sold? None. You talked her out of it. Okay, because if 20% of the people say yes to everything you're talking about, and he had never sold credit or life insurance. So even though he had a waiver signed and thought he did his job right, he was held liable. Okay, so my recommendation, and the thing is, what do lawyers do when they hear about a case or situation like this? They go search it. You think they'll find this one? Absolutely. This is the one they're going to use to nail you. Okay, so if you're in the mortgage business, understand you're in the business of protecting consumers, protecting yourself. Okay, so get them insured, at least the industry average, at least the industry average.
Absolutely.
So just to make sure, none of us show up in court. Okay, so it's really, really important. Okay, and again, somebody's going to die on you. Okay, yes, who's going? Hurry up. Okay, anything else to add on that?
No, that's good. That'll work.
That'll work?
That'll work.
Okay. And again, if you have any questions or you need, like, how do I sell this stuff and so forth, ask me, ask the regional managers. Like, we're good in this stuff, okay? Like, we know what we're doing. So let us help you sell it and get this, because you need it. It has to be part of your business. We're not going to take the risk of it not being part of your business any longer. Okay? So it really, really matters. Okay. Boy, I'm saying a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm a sales guy. Okay, let me get a drink of water. Okay, so what else is new, Tony?
Well, I know that the MPC elections are coming up. And
Any comment on that?
We have elections coming up in the cities.
Yeah.
Right? But these are some are more important that we need to really look and pay attention to.
Yeah. So what are you asking?
I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm asking.
Okay. So what Tony is asking. So the Mortgage Professionals Canada are having their director nominations for directorships went in on last week, and I'm nominated to run on the Ontario board, regional board. Okay. It's been a few years since we've had somebody from actual Mortgage Alliance on it. Okay, so I've been approached by a few people. It's something that I want to do, and the reason is simple. As I mentioned earlier, the pendulum's starting to go this way a little bit. I know I can have influence with government relations. I've got a lot of years of experience. I've had knowledge in this business. I understand why the lenders are having their challenges, in turn why the brokers are having their challenge, and I think I'm in a great position now. Okay, and I got a little bit more gray hair since the last time I was on the board, okay, to really make an influence, especially when it comes to government relations. Now, a lot of people can think, okay, what has MPC done lately when it comes to government relations? Okay, and I'm very familiarized with what's going on in Ottawa with and the efforts of the board. When we're in Ottawa, and I say we, the Mortgage Professionals Canada, and we're talking to MPs on both sides of the aisle, we're surprised when they have no idea what a mortgage broker is. So it's taken us 2 or 3 years just for them to understand what it is we do, why we do it, why it matters to Canadian consumers, and why it should matter to you, the politicians. That stuff takes years. And you have to work on both sides of the floor, because Liberals today, PCs tomorrow, as it was last year. We're hanging around the Liberals? No, we're hanging around with the PCs. The PCs are now in power. Okay? So I'm looking forward to the challenge of working. I mean, I got to get elected. That's the other part. You guys got to vote for me. Okay, and Yasmin and Kaylin are going to send communications out. So am I, as far as how to vote. But I think it's imperative to have like a Mortgage Alliance individual there representing your interests. Okay, of course I think kind of big. So the interests of the industry helps everybody. So I'm really looking forward to your support, and hopefully I can be part of the board. It's been 8 years since I've been there. I've been kind of like hanging around the background, and but now I want to get in there. And again, the government relations is a big focus, because now a lot of the heavy lifting has been done with the board. I shouldn't say there's always heavy lifting. A lot of work by the board has been extremely important the last 2 or 3 years. I think now we're going to see some change, and I'm looking forward to like moving that change forward, because I really think this is going to come a little bit more. And it's always has to be, and I get this, it's not about the mortgage broker industry. It's not what you go and speak to politicians about. Politicians, with all due respect, don't care about my job or your job. What they care about is the Canadian consumer. What's in the best interest of the Canadian consumer? I believe a mortgage brokers in the community is in the best interest of the Canadian consumer, and that's the message that we as the board and myself collectively have to give. This is why it matters, because it's good for Canadian consumers. And politicians get elected based on hopefully what's good for Canadian consumers. Okay, so that's why I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to getting as much support as I can. There's other great people running for on the board. Okay, we're going to make it as easy as possible for you to basically vote as well. But I humbly request everybody's support, so this way I can be in a position to kind of do the best I can, and I'm looking forward. And if anybody knows me, I'm the kind of guy who rolls up my sleeves and takes no punches and let's go get stuff done type of guy. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and again working with the colleagues on the board, which are exceptional people, the ones that are there, and I'm sure the ones that will be there as well. Okay, so that's all the story.
When did
so this is kind of like between you, me, the guys in the room, and the hundreds of people watching on TV. Okay, the final announcements as far as who will be on the Ontario ballots are coming later on today. Okay, so that's why you haven't seen anything. We haven't shared anything yet. There's like a few more things that have to be tidied up. But it looks like my name will be on there. Okay, nothing's 100%, but it looks like it will be on there. So we'll see over the next after 4 o'clock today. We'll know exactly. But that is the intention, and that looks like the direction it's going to be going. Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I appreciate all your support, and all you have to do is be MPC members, and then you're eligible to vote.
Perfect.
Okay, and we'll give you more details as that goes on. Okay, cool.
Good. Thank you.
And that's my story.
You don't want to close up?
Sure. Where's the closing? Do we have a closing? Oh, there's a closing. Okay. Just a couple things to remind you and so forth. Okay. Again, we talked about the personal loans. Have that as one of your tools. You're going to need this. And I remember years ago, the people in the broker industry, man, if we just had personal loans, I'd get so much deals done. I'd be able to package deals and structure deals. And first time, like I'd be able to do so much more. Borrow for the closing. Okay, we have them. It's here. Use them. Print the forms. You have them there. And believe me, in the next 7 to 10 days, somebody's going to come talk to you about a loan. Okay? The For Me Reward program, it's exciting. There's nothing for you to do. Just be aware of it. But again, there's going to be 20% of your client base that's going to lose their mind over this and think it's the most amazing thing. And you're going to build a business and get referrals from those individuals. Okay? Make sure you offer insurance to all your customers. I don't know how to emphasize this even more, but we will over the next several weeks, especially in the regional meetings and so forth. This is a big long-term strategy of the organization to make sure our customers are looked after. Okay? And, we are a big organization. Okay? We have a lot of duty, and we deal with a lot of customers across Canada. A lot. Okay? It's a huge responsibility on all of us to make sure that we do the right interest for the consumers. I don't want to be interviewed in the Globe and Mail. Or either it is Mike or either it is Tony about how brokers maybe don't look after the clients as well as the banks.
Absolutely.
We don't need that. Okay? Vote for Joe in the MPC elections. That's the last thing here. Okay. And no Mac TV next week because it's Thanksgiving. Already, eh? Okay, so that's awesome.
Yeah, you just said 11 weeks to go, right?
Yeah, 11 weeks before Christmas, yeah. So good. Okay. Again, thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time. Pay attention. A lot of news is going to be coming out the next little while. Okay, so stay on top of things. And great to be here with you, Tony. That was a good show.
Very good.
And there's lenders, there's brokers, and there's Mortgage Alliance because we got Tony B on our side. Okay, thank you very much.